that most American companies focus is on meeting a particular standard. And once we met that standard, we have satisfied customers. He said, you do not want satisfied customers. You want loyal customers. And the only way they're going to be loyal is if they believe that what they're getting from you is the highest quality possible. And if you're constantly improving the quality of what you make or what you do, they'll stay with you. He said the biggest mistake that American management makes is that they set an arbitrary standard and they believe that the only way to increase that standard is by spending more money, which would reduce their profit. He said nothing is further from the truth. Your key to success will be to make gradual, constant, never-ending improvements at an incremental level, that by constantly improving the little things, quality will come together at a level people never dreamed possible. He said, but it must be daily. It must be management. It must be workers. It must be supervisors. It must be all people working together to produce this consistently. Deming continued to come back year after year to teach the captains of Japanese business, some of which, by the way, were just getting started, little companies like Sony with Mr. Morita. He promised them that if they absolutely committed a constant, never-ending improvement in the quality of their products and services, that shortly they would flood the world with quality products and become a dominant power in industry and eventually a dominant economic power in the world. Well, to war-ravaged Japan, where you couldn't even make a phone call, this seemed absolutely absurd. But the Japanese people, the captains of business, believed him and applied what he said rigorously. A national award was developed back in 1950 in Japan called the Deming Award. The Deming Award represents the company that has demonstrated at the highest level the power of constant, never-ending improvement in quality. It's competed for with a level of intensity that's very difficult to even describe unless you've met a Japanese CEO, supervisor, or worker that's part of a company that's in this contest. The award is given on national television. Deming is recognized in Japan as the father of the Japanese economic miracle. And yet, we barely hear about him here in the United States. Well, that began to change a little bit back in 1980. I don't remember if it was 60 Minutes or 2020. One of our major television news magazines did a story on the American who's responsible for the Japanese economic miracle, Dr. Deming. In this story, they went and interviewed the Japanese companies that had revolutionized industry using Deming's principles. And they began to talk to Japanese officials to find out that, in fact, this man's standards, his philosophy or beliefs, and his strategies are used daily and precisely by these multinational companies to create world dominance in their area of competition. One of the millions of people who watched this show was a man named Donald Peterson, chairman of the board of Ford Motor Company. He didn't just watch this show, he took action upon it.